Beginning. The princess who could not be touched. The first time I saw her, she wasn't wearing a crown. She didn't need to. Princess Ira of the Venari carried herself with a kind of elegance that made every guard straighten, every advisor bow lower than necessary, every passerby forget their worries for half a second. The Venari were tall, luminous-skinned beings who considered physical contact, especially with outsiders, not just taboo, but culturally forbidden. Touch was sacred to them, reserved only for soul-bond partners. And she, as royal blood, followed even stricter rules. I was just a human engineer assigned to the Venari flagship Solari Ascendant as part of an interspecies cooperation program. A temporary guest, an observer, a nobody compared to their royalty. Yet she always found reasons to appear wherever I was working. "It is interesting," she said once, leaning over a console I was repairing. "Humans fix things with their hands before thinking. Venari think before touching." I laughed. "Maybe that's why things break less for you." She smiled, small, reserved, but unmistakably genuine. Her guards didn't like her visiting me. Her advisors liked it even less. I tried to keep things professional. She was a princess. I was a human visitor. And her people forbade physical closeness. But there was something about her. Something in the way she watched me work, listened to me speak, asked questions about Earth stories, laughing in ways no one else could make her laugh. She didn't act like someone untouched by emotion. She acted like someone who was desperate to feel something she was forbidden to reach for. The accident that started everything. The day it happened, the ship was under emergency status. A solar flare had struck unexpectedly, shaking the corridors, shutting down doors, sprinklers, and gravity stabilizers. I was running down a hallway, tools floating wildly, alarms blaring. And Ira, of course, was in the restricted wing, inspecting something she definitely shouldn't have been during an emergency. When the gravity cut entirely, she wasn't prepared. She floated upward, arms flailing, gown twisting around her legs like a blooming flower. "Princess!" I shouted, kicking off the floor to reach her. I grabbed her waist before she collided with the ceiling. Her eyes widened in absolute shock. Human hands. On a Venari princess. On her bare waist, where the glowing markings of her royal heritage pulsed like living constellations. Her lips parted, but before a single word left her mouth, we spun in midair, momentum carrying us toward a wall panel. Instinctively, I turned, shielding her. We didn't hit the wall as hard as I expected. Instead, our heads drifted closer, too close, her luminous skin inches from mine. And then, happened. Not a dramatic kiss. Not a deliberate one. Our faces bumped softly in the zero-gravity drift. Our lips brushed. Barely a second. But enough. Enough to break a rule older than her dynasty. Enough to end careers. Start wars. Shatter traditions. Enough to make her gasp. Not in fear, but with something else. The moment gravity returned, we tumbled to the floor, breathless. She stared at me, cheeks glowing with bioluminescent pink. "You," she whispered. "You kissed me." It was an accident," I stammered. "I didn't mean." Her fingers touched her lips, stunned. "Do it again." Middle. The rules she was sworn to obey. Froze. "Princess. Can't. Your culture." "I know the rules," she whispered. "I live under them more than anyone." But for a moment, her hand hovered over her heart. For a moment, I felt something I've never felt before. Her voice trembled. Not with fear, but with longing. "We are taught that touch is dangerous," she continued. "That emotions make us weak. That the royal line must remain untouched until the ritual binding." I swallowed. And you want to break that because of me? She looked away. I do not know what I want. Then she met my eyes again. But I know what I felt. Before I could answer, a squad of royal guards stormed in, halberds humming with blue energy. They stepped between us instantly. Princess Ira, step away from the human. Your Highness, are you harmed? Did he touch you? The way they asked it, accusatory, horrified, made my chest tighten. Ira lifted her chin. Regal. No, she lied. One guard narrowed his eyes. Your markings are glowing unusually brightly. Ira's hand flew to her waist, where my fingers had been. The glowing lingered like proof. From the solar flare, she said coolly. Nothing more. I realized then that she wasn't protecting me out of obligation. She was protecting a moment she wasn't ready to let go of. The investigation. Word traveled fast. A princess in a restricted area. A human nearby. Her markings glowing. A near-fatal accident. The Venari Council opened an inquiry. I was summoned, questioned, examined for traces of unauthorized contact. They found none. Ira had already removed the trace before the medics arrived. But the council members watched me with suspicion. Humans are impulsive, one said. They do not understand our customs, another added. They act before thinking, a third agreed. Ira said nothing to defend me. Not because she didn't want to, but because she wasn't allowed to speak during a council hearing unless addressed. Her silence hurt more than their accusations. But when her luminous eyes flicked toward me, just once, it was enough. There was connection, guilt, wonder, curiosity, and something deeper. Something that shouldn't have existed at all. The private meeting. After the hearing, she found me in the engineering bay. No guards. No advisors. Just her. Walk with me, she said softly. We entered a meditation chamber. Silent, filled with floating lights reflecting the ship's star maps. The privacy seals activated, cutting off all sound. She took a breath so deep it trembled. I have lived 18 cycles, she said. My life has always been planned. Who I may speak to, who may stand close, who I will bind with someday. Everything is chosen for me. Except, she looked up. You. My throat tightened. Ira. She stepped closer. You saw me as a person. Not a title. Not a symbol. Not a responsibility. Her hand lifted, hesitated, then rested lightly, so lightly on my chest. Venari royalty never touched first. Ever. Her fingers trembled. It felt like freedom, she whispered. I placed my hand over hers gently. Careful. Respectful. Ira, if we're caught. Before I could finish, she leaned up and kissed me. Deliberately this time. Warm. Fearless. And she didn't stop. When she pulled away, her eyes were glowing brighter than her markings. I choose this, she said. Whatever comes next. The consequences. What came next was chaos. The privacy chamber had been monitored, at least partially. Someone caught a glimpse of our silhouettes, our closeness, our forbidden contact. By the next day, half the ship was whispering. The princess touched a human. The human kissed her. She is compromised. He corrupted her. She broke sacred rules. The council ordered both of us to be confined until a decision was made. Ira, however, had a plan. She contacted me through a hidden channel. They intend to separate us, she warned. Perhaps permanently. What do we do? Asked. She exhaled shakily. I should not say this. But I do not want to lose what we found. Her voice cracked. Not with fear but honesty. We run, she said. The escape. Her plan was simple but dangerous. Slip through the maintenance bay. Bypass the guard patrols. Steal a shuttle. Reach a neutral moon. Negotiate safety.